What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of the Gay Rugby Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Higgins.
Ozzy Luna.
And we are here at LA7's International Rugby Tournament at Dignity Health Sports Park. We're out of the studio, we're outside, and we're having a real good time. And we're super excited because we have a really special guest with us here today.
The Rugby Guy.
What's up, Jared? How are you?
Thank you for having me. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
It's a lot of fun.
I wish the weather was a little more cooperative, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I'm wearing a jumper. I was not expecting to come here and wear a jumper, but
I think
it's
last
fine.
year there was a thunderstorm and lightning.
Oh, really?
They canceled it for like an hour.
There was like hail. It was crazy, but
Yeah,
playing rugby in the rain is pretty fun too. You know.
it's pretty fun. We were talking about it yesterday. It was earlier in the day, and it was still drizzling.
Yeah.
And people were diving in from about 5 meters out, which is just the funnest thing to do.
Yeah.
To score a try, diving 5 meters
Sliding
before
in.
and sliding through.
Just slide in.
Yeah, we used to do that. Take a rugby ball, and even if there wasn't a line, we'd just go and slide on the field, pretend we were scoring tries. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it all adds to the fun. You can play in any weather, which is great, isn't it?
Have you played in like a really muddy match before?
Yeah. I grew up in Cape Town, and believe it or not, the winters can get. There was a lot of rain in the winters, and played in not the best pitches. I won't mention the school because I don't want to get them in trouble. I think the pitches have improved since then. But yeah, I used to get super muddy, and then also playing in England. I mean, yeah, the pitches don't have time to recover, so you're always in mud. And we used to play in whites, which wasn't the best either, because you'd have to
Yeah.
take your shirt home to your wife or your mom, whatever, and or you could do it yourself, obviously,
And get all the mud out.
and get all the mud out. But the shirt was white for one game and one game only, and then only done.
We know a thing or two about playing in the mud, right, Jack? And our
Yeah, we
pitches aren't necessarily the greatest either. But hey, we do what we can, right, with what we have.
Sure.
Question for you. Why don't you tell the viewers that don't know who you are or are not maybe familiar with you, who the Rugby Guy is?
So the Rugby Guy is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Got the best goose step in rugby. Won 6 World Cups, but with 5 different countries, which is just
Hell yeah.
incredible. No, I do some silly social media stuff. It all started when lockdown happened. I lost my job, started handing off my kids in the back garden, and people went, "Oh, that's kind of funny." So I went, "Oh, I can run with this," and we're about 5 years later, and it's a full-time thing, which is amazing.
Had you always been a character, or is this something that you kind of discovered as a result of what you were doing?
No, I've always been a bit of an idiot to my friends and whatnot, and yeah, I guess I've always enjoyed social media. I've always been a bit of an idiot, which I wouldn't say an idiot. I would say hilarious. But I've always been a mixture. A
little bit of a troublemaker.
Yeah, I've liked to have fun, and then I enjoyed the social media side of things. So kind of put them together. Never ever thought it would get as big as it did, but here we are. Very grateful.
It was meant to be, right? I mean, sometimes you don't plan for things and they just happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So you grew up in South Africa, so
That's
rugby's pretty big there, right?
I'm a little bit older now, but my first memory of rugby was the 1995 World Cup when South Africa won it.
Oh, no way.
And I was 7 years old at the time. I don't remember anything else from being 7, but I remember the whole of that World Cup, and that's really what got me interested in.
Yeah.
And then it helps that you have a country that are obsessed with the sport. So yeah, it's very natural to go and play rugby over there.
Yeah, it's not, rugby is not that popular here in the States, and we're doing our part to try to bring rugby to the masses. Obviously, you're doing the same with your social media content. What is your take on the rugby scene in the U.S. compared to South Africa or when you played in Europe?
I think in South Africa, it's the national sport, and it's similar to over here. You've got all sorts of sports that the Americans are crazy about. I think it's hard to take people away from their basketballs and their hockeys and their footballs because it's just so new. So I've not seen too much. I've been here for about 5 days, done some stuff in the community, and it's great. It's just great to see people picking up a rugby ball. But yeah, it's certainly different because in South Africa, New Zealand, Wales, it's a way of life. Whereas in the USA, they're fighting with a lot of other sports.
Yeah.
And it's been said many times before, if you can get America to take rugby seriously, how good would that be? I mean, for the sport, but also how good would they be with all the athletes that America produces?
We'd be great.
Fantastic.
And you know what's cool is the USA actually had the most attendance at a rugby game this past week.
Really?
It was women's rugby, 15s, Canada versus USA in Kansas City.
Incredible.
Over 10,000 people in the stadium, and they broke the record for the most attended rugby match in the US. So I think the sport is definitely growing, and it's exciting to see so many new people come and support and also play.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think you alluded to this earlier when you said you saw South Africa win, right? And I think me growing up in LA, I would turn on the TV. Rugby was never a sport that I saw on television, right?
Exactly.
And so I think we need that visibility, because if kids know that rugby's here, then they'll be inclined to play or ask questions about it. So I think we're doing the work that's necessary to get that out there, and hopefully rugby will become as popular as football one day.
Definitely. And if you have people like Ilona Maher doing what she's doing, the Ilona Maher effect, I mean,
she's amazing.
She is incredible. And I'm sure a big part of that record attendance was down to her and all the good that she's done for rugby. Yeah. And hopefully she will continue. And I think she's fantastic.
We actually met her. How long ago was it? What do you say?
We met her at not LA Sevens. It was Sevens, but it was in Vegas.
Vegas Sevens, yeah.
In Vegas. So that must have been 2019 or 2018.
Yeah. It was a while ago. Now, I don't know if she was walking in the stands, we'd be able to grab her and say hey, come here, let's take a picture.
We did send her a DM. We sent her a DM to see if she can get on the pod. So, Ilona Maher, we're looking at you.
We knew you back then. We're one of the little guys.
Do it.
All right, one more question. Sevens or 15s?
I have to say sevens because I'm here. I'm sure.
What's your real answer?
I played a bit of sevens back in my day. But 15s for me. Yeah. Love playing 15s, and also I'm just not quick enough to play sevens.
Yeah.
I've got a great step. Don't get me wrong, but it's
a lot more
I'm
running
suited
around,
to the
that's for
15s.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Any last questions from you?
You're on camera, mate.
I was gonna ask, who the hell is this guy standing behind us while we film our podcast? One more question. What's the worst injury you've ever had or have given to someone else?
Oh no, I was known as Mr. Glass for a long time because I was always breaking. I had a lot of serious injuries, collarbones. I'd say my worst was when I ruptured my Achilles.
Ooh.
Worse
than the collarbones?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. It's you could hear the snap, and it's just all part of rugby. And it's weird that with rugby you go, oh, I've just broken my collarbone. And a week later you go, yeah, but I really can't wait to get back out there. And it just happens over and over and over again.
We actually, a team member of ours broke both his collarbones tackling me.
Yeah.
6 months later was back out on the pitch.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you're counting down the days. You go, I've only got 4 months left of rehab.
Yeah.
Just to go out and potentially get hurt again. But we love to be out there. And it never stopped me, that's for sure.
I don't know, it's the punishment. I don't know, but it's fun, right? It's fun. Yeah. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
The weird thing is, so I played a game recently. I retired after I ruptured my Achilles. And I got roped in. My son's coach said, we've got a game. Do you want to come and play? And I woke up the next morning, and I'll be honest, probably the next week, every morning for the next week, feeling like I've been hit by a car. But weirdly, I was like, it's so weird, but I've actually missed this feeling.
Yeah.
So it was a great feeling because it made me feel alive.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I've always wanted a car to run over my foot, actually. I wanted to know what that feels like.
Meet me in the parking lot. We'll take care of that.
Yeah, we can sort that out. I don't have a car, but I can get an Uber or something.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, perfect.
Well, Jared, thank you so much for joining us here at the LA Sevens International Rugby Tournament. We're really happy to have you as a guest, and thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate you. I know you're a busy man, so thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and if you want to follow him at the Rugby Guy, on social media.
What social medias do you have? Is it just TikTok?
So we got TikTok, we got YouTube, we've got Instagram, and we got Facebook, and we got Threads.
Oh,
I say we, I don't know why I'm saying like it's a we, like it's a team thing. It's just me. But yeah, on all of the platforms. So
awesome.
Sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of Gay Rugby Podcast.
Remember, don't just play the sport.
Change the sport. Follow us on social media at the Gay Rugby Podcast on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Gay Rugby Podcast. If you liked this video, do us a favor and subscribe. Hit that bell to change your preferences to notify all, and that way you'll get a notification every time a new episode comes out, which is going to be every Monday. So share this video with a friend, like, comment, and we appreciate the support. We'll catch you on the rugby pitch. See ya.